Hi, this is Karen. Welcome to another crafty Christmas at dolallycrafts. I hope that's not playing with your eyes. I have got direct sunlight coming straight through that window, straight into my eye. So if I lose track of what I'm saying, understand why. I do apologise beforehand. Okay, this is the sample I made for today's project. And this is, as I promised a couple of weeks ago, or a couple of videos ago, I'm making a holder for some of these Merci chocolates to go on either a table favour or to pop into a Christmas stocking or what have you. This is the adults version of the kids' yogurt chockers that I did a couple of videos back. Anyway, it's a very simple little decoration. Once again, you can use scraps. All of the dimensions can be found on my website. I will admit I've pre-cut the dies from, this is the second largest of the stitch shapes, ovals, and this is out of the Santa's Workshop. It's just one of the little snowflakes in there. But I also pre-folded the ribbon, only because I only had a piece this long left. I think you'll remember I used the last of it on another project, and this was just a scrap that I found, and as I said, it was only 4.5 inches, if that long, and I wasn't going to fiddle on camera trying to tie the bow, and I think it turned out quite well considering that I only had a little bit of ribbon to work with. Okay, so I'll pop those back aside for a moment, because with my luck they're so small they'll go missing. I've already pre-cut all of these pieces, so I'm going to pop those aside, and we're going to come in with a make the box first. Okay, as I said, all the dimensions can be found on my blog. But just to start off with, it's 6 1/4 inches wide, and it's 5 1/8 long. Okay, on the front you score it at 2 3/8, then a 1/2 inch onto that, which is 1, 2, so that's 2 7/8. Then you add another 2 3/8 to that, which will take you to 5 1/4, and down there, and then you add another 1/2 inch for the side, and then you've got 1/2 inch left over for adhering. Sorry, the way I've written these instructions is really bad. I'll amend them before I upload them. On the tall side, you score it at 3 1/8 tall. That doesn't look right. No, that definitely doesn't look right. Okay, you score it at a 1/2 inch at the bottom, so 1/2 inch to that side. Then you add 3 1/8 inches, so there's 3 1/8 inches to there, and then you score another 1/2 inch, which is there, and a 1/2 inch fold. Okay, I've just had to reconfigure all of my measurements because I did get them wrong. So you score on the landscape side, you score at 3 3/8, then at 3 7/8. You come down and you score it at 5 1/4 and 5 3/4. Then turn it round to the portrait mode and you score it at a 1/2 inch, at 3 5/8, and at 4 1/8. So just imagine that one's not there if you can see that on camera. And that is all of the scoring. Now, where's my paper snips? Here we clip up that all of the score lines here to that first cross score line. Turn the paper so that you've got the 1/2 inch score at the bottom, and just wedge into that one there, and then do the same up the top here and remove the 2 top squares. And I've just got to make sure that I cut into the score line there to make it nice and neat. Okay, what I'm going to do now is cut in to the rectangle side of the score down to the second score line, and then come straight down the score and trim out the score mark. Remove that and then trim off that top square. So can you see what I've done there? Okay, we come to this end, and once again cutting into the rectangle down to the second score, and then cut out the score mark there down to the second score and just trim that out. There we go. So that's what we've got now. Same again, cut out the score mark here, and take out that top square. Now, this is the front of your box, this is the back, because that is going to go around and fit in there. So that's the back of the box, this is the front of the box. Now I want my fold to go into the back of the box, so I'm going to bring in my long scissors. I'm going to fold that piece over and fold that piece over and cut straight along that score mark. So I've got those left. So that's what it looks like now. I'm going to bring in my paper snips again, and I'm just going to wedge slightly on this flap here, just so that that will fold in nicely. Okay, I'm now going to just reinforce those folds, and this top one as well, and the very top, and then do the same with the vertical folds. Reinforce all of those the whole way along, like so. Okay, so they've all been reinforced. Now I'm going to bring in, as I showed you before, I've actually cut a frame out for here. I'm going to bring in my paper that I'm going to cover the front of the box with, which is this gorgeous ornament paper. Okay, just realised I've actually cut it 1/8 of an inch too long, so I'll just trim that off there, and that should fit in there nicely now. Yes, it does. Okay, I'm going to adhere that really well to the front of the box. Now I'm putting the snail all over the front of that piece because I don't want it gaping. Now I've got to bring in my, where have they gone? Oh, I haven't even put them back where they're supposed to be. Going to bring in the 2 ovals, and the smaller oval I'm going to place centralised there. I will be back in a moment. There's the front of our box. I'm peeling that off very carefully. Don't want to rip my paper at the moment, so they can go back in the bowl to be put away after. And I'm going to bring in my frame that I have cut, and I'm actually looking now, there we go, my silicone mat. Just going to go around with snail. I could do the sticky glue, the tacky glue, which I used before, but I did end up getting some of it on the frame on the outside of the frame, and when you get glue on the gold foil you can't mask it. As you'll see, I've got a little bit there, but I'll be able to cover that over in a moment. So there we go. I haven't actually got that perfectly straight. Alright, we're going to seal up the box now. So I'm going to bring that in, fold that over, and because it's four-sided, the box will meet perfectly in the middle there. Now that's the front of the box, so I need to fold in these sides, and I'm just going to put a little bit of tacky glue on these two tabs. That's one, that's two, and I'm just going to put some on the back. This way it doesn't matter what the weight is that you put in the box, the bottom, because you've put glue on the two tabs as well as the back fold, the bottom of that box, once it's adhered, it will not come up and it won't fall out. Okay, I don't know whether you remember me saying a little while ago I went ice skating across the kitchen floor on a frozen hamburger that fell out of the bottom of a box when the box gave way, and I was offline for quite a while my back healed. It was not a fun experience. I wouldn't recommend anybody do it, and frozen hamburgers have been banned in our house now. That's a true story. I won't have frozen hamburgers in the house anymore. Hubby and daughter are most disappointed. Okay, now we're going to cover our merci so that they look really sweet in the box. So I'm going to bring in the paper. As I said, all the dimensions can be found on my blog. I actually even worked out where to score on these. So it's a 1/2 inch there, then 7/8 of an inch, then 1.5 inches, and then 1 7/8. And you do that on all three pieces. So a 1/2 inch, 7/8, 1.5, 1 7/8, and one more, a 1/2 inch, 7/8, 1.5, 1 7/8, and they will cover these little chocolate bars perfectly. Okay, so quickly just give them a forced press with your finger. I'm going to pop a little bit of double-sided tape or snail down that side. Bring this over and press it down. So there's one. Do the same with this one. Give it a quick press. You don't need to reinforce the folds. Figure out which is the shortest side. Put a bit of tape down there, or snail. Bring that over, and there we go. And I'm making it so that the gold actually sticks out of the top. And I've done these back to front. Never mind. Let's do this one this way. There we go. So bring him in. Whoops, glue down the side there. Bring this over. Whoops. And bring that over and slide that down. Now I've got a bit of tack along that part there, but never mind. Okay, so these slide really nicely into our box, and we will close it up like that. And now just to put a couple of little decorations on the front. So in with a little bit of tack to pop our bow up in that corner, and then another little bit of tack. With our snowflake down in the bottom corner. Now I did put, if I can find it, some basic jewels. I haven't used any of these for a while, so I can't find the medium size of the one that I want. So that can go in the middle there, just as a bit of decoration. And we will just bring in a tiny skerrick of scrap paper. My real red, since I don't have, what's the other red one? The dark red. I can never remember the name of it. Anyway, I don't have it, so I'm using real red. It will come to me after I've finished filming, and I'll pop it down the bottom there. Okay, so I'm just going to trim that off. Like so. And then, if that tacky glue's still a bit damp, which it is, there we go. Okay. I don't know which one I prefer more. I think they both look really, really cute. Anyway, that was today's project. All of the Merci chocolates you can buy at Aldi. Over here in Australia anyway. I'm assuming it's everywhere because I know the girls in the States, the Paper Pixie uses Merci chocolates, and I know a couple of the girls in Germany use it as well. So there you go. There's my take on another little table favour. A parcel that you could have sitting underneath the Christmas tree for anybody that comes that you don't have a normal present for, just as a Christmas greeting or what have you. Okay, that's enough from me for today. I will speak to you later. Bye-bye.